Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome to my channel. So as you can see, I'm enjoying the beautiful outside day. It is super warm here. I think we're sitting almost at 20 degrees Celsius. And I thought I would come outside and just soak up some rays and share some tips with you. So this video is, now you're on YouTube. What do you do next? You've made it to YouTube and now you're wondering what is going to happen next. What are the next steps you should start thinking about? The first thing is it's going to take some time to grow. And I don't want you to get frustrated and give up just because you're not growing as fast as you think you should be or as fast as you want, because it differs with every single person, with every single niche. Depending on your topic, it might take you a couple of months, it might take you a year, it might take you 4 years. You don't know. And so the main thing is try not to get frustrated. Just keep on creating content, making good quality videos, and keep posting and don't give up. That is like the number one most important thing. So number two, and this is going to help you grow, is when you get comments, make sure you respond. So don't just give the comment a thumb up or a heart, and absolutely do that right away if you're on your phone and you're out or whatever and you don't have access to be able to respond right away. So do that first, but then always make sure if there's a question or some kind of comment involved, always respond back to the person, because that will help you create relationships with your subscribers. And that's what your subscribers want to see. They want to see that they're valued and that you feel like they're important to your channel, which of course they are, because they're the ones who are going to help you grow. And it's actually quite like the feeling of creating relationships, even with people you don't really know. And of course, everybody that subscribes, except for family and friends, you're not going to really know. So it's just really nice to create those relationships and connections with people, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. It's nice to find people who are like-minded, who watch the same content that you do, watch your content that you create. The third piece of advice is you're going to get mean comments. It's inevitable, guys. It's going to happen. And when it does, my advice is to delete the comment. So take it with a grain of salt. If it is constructive criticism, by all means, use it and heed it and do the changes if you want to, but make sure that you're not responding to comments, because it's going to breed negativity. Number one, you could probably get into a fight with the other person, and that could lead to other people unsubscribing or not liking your video. So don't engage in the comment. Just know that whatever they say, if it is actually a mean comment, that it says more about them and not as much about you. The negativity that you might get on your channel is not worth the time and effort, because we need more positivity right now than ever, and we need people to work together and embrace our creative sides right now, because it's a really hard time in the world, and the less negativity the better. So I would just don't even pay attention to that data, just delete it. That leads me to my next point, are thumbs down or dislikes. So a dislike is, this is strictly my opinion, and I know YouTube is doing a little experiment right now, so some people have dislikes removed from their channel as an experiment. So personally, what I think YouTube should do is, if you're able to leave a dislike, you should also leave a reason why you're disliking the video, because a dislike basically doesn't mean anything. I mean, there could be people who dislike what you're wearing that day, your makeup, the sound of your voice. You don't know. And unless they're going to leave constructive criticism, what's the point? So my advice for that is just ignore it. And honestly, I think it was Catherine Manning that said she was excited when she got her first thumbs down, because it meant that at least she was getting interaction. And it might not be positive interaction, but how I would view it is that somebody, disliked your video enough to actually give you a thumbs down, which basically is like saying that at least they watched your video. So it is still an interaction, even if it is negative. But I wouldn't pay attention so much to that. And in the future, who knows, YouTube might actually get rid of the dislikes, because I think people pay too much attention to that part of things. Like, what's really going to help you are the constructive criticism comments. So, there's a way to leave constructive criticism without being mean. And I think it's just important that we're all kind in today's world. It's a really, like I said, I keep on saying how in today's world it's really hard to function, and it is because there's a lot of people going through depression and anxiety, and I know I've been there, and it just kindness is something that we need right now. Okay, my next point is if your YouTube channel is a side hustle and you are doing it for fun, or if you're doing it to try to grow it and quit your full-time job, don't quit your full-time job right away. The first reason is because you might not actually like YouTube. You might not like posting videos, and my advice to that, and I'll actually link my first video that I made on starting a YouTube channel, but what I'd said in that previous video was, what if you start a channel and you really don't like making videos? What if you don't like the editing process and you just get bored or tired because, you might just get bored of it. And I think the reason why most YouTube channels that don't succeed, the main reason is because it's a lot of work and because people just quit. And I think the key point here is to stick with it and try to maintain a level of consistency, especially if you have a full-time job. You're probably going to be busy and you might even be working on the weekends, and try to find time in between times to edit your videos. And it's going to be hard, I'm not going to lie, but don't quit your full-time job because you don't make money right away and you're going to need money to invest in better equipment down the road. So my next tip is keep posting videos. So whatever your schedule is, whatever you determined that you want to post, whether it's one video every 2 weeks, a video every week. I think at one point I was making 5 or 6 videos a week and it got just to be too much. So just make sure that you don't burn yourself out, because if you have a full-time job especially and you're doing like 2 or 3 videos a week and you're trying to learn how to edit, at the beginning it's a really big learning curve. So you're doing all sorts of things, you're learning how to run a business, and that's another thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about, because YouTube is more than just making videos, it's actually starting your own business. And a lot of people don't really think about it in those terms, but it truly is. And we're going to talk more about that in future videos. I just want you to know that the main thing is to stay consistent. So don't post 3 videos one week and then another video the next week, because your viewers and subscribers won't know when you're posting. And I'm going to tell you this from experience that people will get frustrated with you and they will unsubscribe or quit watching unless you have like amazing content. So just be consistent with what you do. Okay, so another tip for you is save money over time. So again, whether YouTube is going to be your full-time gig or whether it's a side hustle, don't buy all the things right away because you don't know if you're going to be sticking with it. And it's important not to have like all of this stuff right from the start. What if you buy an expensive camera, like $1,000 camera, and then you never touch it again? And I know that happens all the time. Like pretty sure I've done that. Like a lot of the stuff I use for my channel and my YouTube work is going to be used. So I've got videos on stationery hauls and I've got tons of journals, but I use them every single day. I do have bullet journal flip throughs where you can see how much I actually use them, and I use planners, and I'm just super, super busy all the time. But there's a lot of people that I talk to that even a planner, they'll buy a planner and then they don't follow through and they don't use it. So just make sure that YouTube is something that you're going to love, you're going to continue doing before you start buying expensive camera equipment, lighting, a microphone even, or any of the tools of your trade. So whatever that looks like for you, whatever your niche is, unless of course it's a hobby and that's something that you do anyway, just don't buy tons of equipment right from the start. Okay, another tip or trick I have for you is watch your favorite YouTubers. So because they're your favorite YouTubers, there's a reason for that. Obviously, their editing style or the way they're talking, or there's something in their video that they're doing right that makes you keep coming back every single day. Take notes, see what they're doing that you really like, and adapt it into your own style. So when I say that, don't go watch your favorite YouTubers and copy them, because that is not being an individual style at all. Like, you don't want to just do the same things as other people. But at the same time, I can't remember who I was watching, but there was one girl that had done a video on a rooftop and it was windy, and then another girl had done the same thing and she was accused of copying. And also the same with, like, if you're into drawing and stuff, if you use a reference photo from somewhere and it looks similar to someone else's art, it's not copying unless you actually take their art and like copy and paste it, or you're taking their idea. And I mean, I think like the bullet journal community and like the journaling community were kind of sharing ideas back and forth. So I wouldn't copy anybody strictly, but at the same time, nobody owns the idea of, I don't know, sitting outside, for instance. Like, everybody can do that. So just take it with a grain of salt. Just be careful, but absolutely find out what tools they're using, like whether they have a good camera that you want, or their microphone is really awesome and you want it. Just pick up on little tricks and tips like that, and even the way they edit, for instance, because all of these things will eventually improve your own videos. Okay, so here's another thing, and this is like, I guess, more when you have been on YouTube for a little while, is pay attention to your stats and look at your analytics. So now, at first, you might not know what to look for. It's also hard to determine who your target audience is, especially if you don't really have an audience yet. And one important thing is your view time. Not so much based on how many subscribers you have, unless you're working towards a goal. Like, for instance, I'm working towards 1,000 subscribers so I can get monetized. But say you're over that 1,000 subscriber hump, and I wouldn't really focus on how many subscribers you have. I would be more focused on how long your subscribers are watching for, and what your subscribers originally clicked on your channel. Like, why are they watching your channel? What content can you create that is similar to what they want to see? Because you can ask your subscribers what videos that they want to see, and a lot of times you won't get any comments or responses. So you have to do it based on which videos are the highest rated, which ones are watched the most. And so one tip is to look on your analytics and look at the last month. See which videos have the most views, and also which videos have the highest watch time. So I usually write down like the top 10 in each category, and then kind of make similar content to that. And that's really going to help you, because if those are your viewers' favorite videos, you want to make more of that same content. The third last tip I have is be prepared for when the money comes in. So like I said, it may take a while for you to grow. It might very well take a couple of years. I mean, I'm already at 2.5 years and I'm still not at 1,000 subscribers, still not monetized, and it's just taking a really long time. And I think it's going to take different time for every single person. It doesn't really matter. We're not in a race against anybody. It's kind of, you're doing this for you to start, and then eventually when you do get subscribers, you are creating content for them as well. So just be prepared, do your research, watch what people use. What I would do right away is get a business account, and then anything that connects to money. So for instance, I write a blog on my website, and I actually have applied for AdSense for my website. So I have hooked up my AdSense account to my business account. So when I do start getting money, it will go straight into my business account. And that's something you want to do right away. And it can be free. You don't have to get an actual business account. I would advise just to get a regular account to start from, because unless you're making like $1 million, you don't really need the extra business features of a business account. And the other thing I would look into is some type of bookkeeping software or accounting software. A lot of people use QuickBooks, but you do pay for it. Now they have a monthly subscription, where I believe back when it first came out, you could just buy it. As we know, everything is going to monthly subscriptions. So get QuickBooks. A free option that I have is called Wave, and I haven't actually had an opportunity to use it yet, but it is free. And so that is another piece of advice that isn't really, I think it was on my first video, that try to take advantage of anything free that you can when you start. The second last comment is quality over content. So say for instance, you're pumping out like 5 or 6 videos a week and you're not getting any views. A lot of times what will happen if you do cut down to 1 video a week, your views will go up. And that's because now you're actually giving your videos time to breathe, and people are excited for your next video because you're giving them time to wait. Whereas if you're making a video every day, people might not have time to watch that. And they also might get annoyed if they always see your videos popping up in their feed. I mean, that might not be the case. I would just focus on the quality of your videos and not so much pumping out the number of videos. Do little things that can improve your videos, and I'm going to have a video on that as well, so stay tuned. So the very last tip that I have for you guys is don't do everything right away. And this is probably one of the things that I learned from firsthand experience. So I was on YouTube for about a year and a half, and I started getting bored. I think I was making 4 or 5 videos a week and still getting bored. And so what I decided to do is start a website, and I ended up posting a portfolio on there, and I started a blog which I do weekly. I'm going to leave that on the screen for you too if you guys are curious. The link is down in the description box too if you want to check it out. It's www.sandradahl.ca. I post a weekly blog every Monday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and it's on different things, but I have organized it better now, so it's kind of, I like the flow of it better and it's easier to navigate. So go ahead and check that out if you want to. And I have various topics on productivity, and I will be posting some YouTube tip videos as well. So don't be alarmed if you haven't caught everything from this video, because I will also start writing a blog and that you can refer to whenever you need to. Other thing I did was actually start a sticker shop. And of course, that one, I was kind of talking about it with my husband like a year prior, and I'd always wanted to do it. It was just a matter of getting the machine, which was the Cricut machine. So that's something I have my eye on and kind of like thinking about for a while, but just don't start all the things. So if you're interested in starting like another YouTube channel because you're niche down and you don't want to create different content on your main channel, just kind of stick with your main channel and really try to provide quality over content, which is what I was saying before. So quality over the number of videos. And I think that you'll see a really good growth that way. And so, yeah, those are just some tips that I would do once you started your channel and now you're kind of curious to see what is next. So I hope this advice helped you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you have experienced any of these things. And if you have questions, again, leave them down below. I'll try to do my best to answering them for you. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you're new here. I would love to have you. And again, click that bell notification button to be notified every time I upload a new video. I post twice a week on this channel and once a week on Sandra Dahl Beauty. So check down in the description box for the links there. We will talk to you guys next time. Bye.